Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Nikki Uncut. Halloween is in just 2 days. I am both excited and very, very sad that my favorite month of the year has gone by in like the blink of an eye. It's gone by so fast. So I thought I would sit down and dedicate this last Nikki Uncut in October to an easy, emphasis on the easy, Halloween makeup look. Now, if you're looking for like something last minute to do for Halloween in terms of like a costume, like an easy costume that anyone can do, this is going to have your back, okay? You can do it with mostly makeup that you have at home already. You do not need to go out and buy like special effects makeup for this. It's going to be very simple, I promise you. So don't be intimidated, and we're going to do an easy leopard inspired makeup look. And you know, they don't call me the crazy leopard lady for no good reason. So I thought I would just really embrace that and and do a leopard makeup look. And also, it does kind of make sense because leopard seems to be trending a ton this year. Like, I have run into so many leopard makeup looks on Instagram, on TikTok. They're all over the place. So it just feels right to do a leopard makeup look for Halloween. So I'm going to teach you the easiest way to do it. And it's going to start with your base makeup, whatever that is, whatever that entails, whatever your core makeup look is, as far as foundation, concealer, powder, and bronzer goes, you want to start with that. So that right there eliminates a lot of the fuss, in my opinion. So just put your regular makeup on as you normally would. I would, in my opinion, opt for like a little more coverage because it's Halloween and you want it to be maybe a little extra flawless if possible. But if not, throw on your skin tint and whatever you have at home, and let's do a leopard makeup look together. So to start, as you can see, I'm using the Danessa Myricks Groundwork palette. This palette is perfect and ideal for this leopard themed makeup look. And I'm using my N13 brush. Now, I already have quite a bit of concealer and then setting powder on my eyelids and underneath my brow bone to act as the primer for this look. So I did it off camera because, you know, as you know, this is Nikki Uncut. I don't cut anything out unless I happen to sneeze, which is very likely in this video because I'm a little under the weather right now. So please excuse my voice if it sounds a little different. I'm not feeling great right now. So I'm on a lot of cough medicine, quite literally, and a lot of like just cold meds to get me through this filming. So if I say anything wacky, just blame it on the cold medicine. Okay, so I'm just running a nice mid-tone, warm brown in the crease with my N13. I'm going all the way across. You can see I'm like pretty much connecting it down to the side of my nose. And this is going to act like our nose contour. So we're just going to sweep and carry the same brown shadow along the side of the nose. It's going to act like a connecting nose contour and definition. And then I'm going to sweep this up towards my brows. My brows are obviously also done off camera, and my base is completely done and completely set, including bronzer. And I'm going to run you through really quick what I used, and of course I'll link everything that I used that I have starting out with right now. So nothing will be left out, I promise you. I just thought it would save us a really huge, solid chunk of time doing that portion off camera, and then that way we're just kind of focusing on the leopard portion of this, which is the whole costume itself, you know? So, just bring this down a bit and out. And let me show you what I have on my face right now. So right now I have on the e.l.f. Soft Glam Foundation in the shade 25 Light Neutral all over. I have the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer in N4 and N5. N4 is what you see is more bright under my eyes. And then I just tried this for the first time and I am loving it. This is really good. I'll continue to use it and you'll get my thoughts in other videos. But just know that I have this on as my base layer of liquid bronzer all over my forehead and on my cheeks. And this is the shade Light Medium from e.l.f. It's brand new. I just got it in the mail. So I'm excited for that. And then for bronzer, I have on, for powder bronzer to set my forehead and to just kind of warm up the sides of my cheeks and my temples, I have on an oldie but goodie. I haven't used this in a while and I forgot about it. It's such an incredible bronzer and you get 2 shades in one. So it's the V bronzer It's the Bronzing Duo in medium 1 and medium 2. Again, I will link it, so don't you even worry. But I'm going to touch up my bronzer now that we're talking about it. And I'm going to dip into that Vive bronzer with my 104 brush from BK Beauty. This is my favorite bronzer brush of all time. And it's not even marketed as a bronzer brush, but I find it to be like a perfect shape for bronzer, powder bronzer. So I'm going to continue to warm up and bronze my complexion and get the rest of this base makeup kind of up and running. Let's bring some down along the jaw. Now with this leopard makeup look, you want to have your entire makeup done, including blush, before you go on to the leopard spots. So we're going to do just that. We're going to continue finishing the face. I saved some parts for you guys so you're not completely left out or in the dark of what I put on my face. Like I mentioned, I told you everything I have on my face to start. Now for blush, I'm going to use Pesca, also from Vive, and I'm going to use my N15 brush with BK Beauty. It's a small domed powder brush, and I'm going to do my usual placement for my blush. I like it higher up, but I'm going to work it also up towards the temple and also up just kind of to warm up this whole general area. We're going leopard, but we're also going for like a beautiful glam look that just happens to have leopard spots on it. So more like my style. And if you're a glam girly or a glam guy out there, this will feel more like at home and not so foreign. If you're not used to doing Halloween makeup looks, you could really feel like, you know, it's like kind of shocking to look in the mirror and see like a completely different person looking back at you. So I want this to be a little bit more of like a familiar face, familiar steps, and have the added bonus of leopard spots. Because Halloween doesn't have to be, you know, tacky. It could still be like really pretty and glam, and it could still incorporate your signature makeup style like I'm doing right now, and then just add some spots. Same idea goes if you want to do like this exact kind of prime face look and then do zebra stripes instead of leopard. It's just easy, and it's using all things you would have at home. You don't need to go out and buy anything additional just for a Halloween makeup look. So emphasis on the easy part, like I mentioned. My hair is getting a little crazy. So let's do now some more crease colors. So I'm going to go back to my N13. I'm going to dip now into this shade from the Groundwork palette. This is the shade Core, and it's the powder side. And again, Nikki Uncut, you see the whole process. So you're going to see all the blending of the eyeshadow. And all the building of an eyeshadow look. Such a pretty brown. Such a beautiful, like, really warm brown. Now, in the comments of this video, if you're dressing up for Halloween, please tell me. I'm so nosy. I would love to know what you're dressing up as. I am a huge nerd when it comes to Halloween. I'll be dressing up, not as a leopard. This is just like an additional costume idea because it's so easy. You know, like why not, right? But I do have a Halloween costume. I'll post about it probably on Halloween when I'm wearing it. I'm not going to put on anytime sooner than then because I don't have the time to. But I'm really excited. Mitch and I always dress up in a matching couples costume or like in a couples theme. Last year we were Beetlejuice. And it looks like we were ahead of the game because it was before the remake or the additional movie came out this year. And also, side note, have you seen that movie? I watched it. I thought it was pretty good. Monica Bellucci in it was fantastic. And Winona Ryder was fantastic too. Michael Keaton, they were all fantastic in that movie actually. The storyline was a little different than I was expecting, but I don't really know what I was actually expecting. So anyway, if you saw Beetlejuice, leave that in the comments too and let me know what you thought. I'm a huge, huge, huge fan of the original one. When I was, little backstory, when I was a kid, I think that movie was, I think I was like 2 when that movie came out. Did it come out in 1988? I was born in 86. I was really young, and I remember it was re-released when I was a little bit older, and my mom took me to see it, and I made her take me back like multiple times. I think we saw it like 3 times once it was re-released in the theaters, and it's one of my favorite stories, but it's actually where I learned my first swear word was in Beetlejuice. So really funny. So I used to walk around the house saying this one word that was in Beetlejuice because I saw that movie, and I just, I was a kid. I didn't know. I just thought it was funny. And so my parents' idea to just kind of, nip it in the bud basically was to just ignore it and not give me any kind of reaction. So they just completely ignored me, and I didn't get any reaction. So I was like, okay, well, I guess that's not a satisfying word after all. So moving on. Anyway, last year Mitch and I were Beetlejuice. Mitch was like full on in character. It was so funny. And I was Lydia. And then the year before that, we were Aladdin and Jasmine. That was a great costume. I love that one. Thoroughly enjoyed the Aladdin and Jasmine. And then the year before that, we were Barbie and Ken. And then the year before that, what were we? I think we were Tiger King, because that show was really big. It was like 2020, so it was like really, really big. So I'm just running this all along the bottom lash line and really smoking it out and blending this out using the Angie Hot Flashy A505. This brush is a staple for me on the bottom lash line. And now you're going to see why I cut down some of the time for this Nikki and Cut, and I did a lot of the base makeup off camera, because this alone is going to take a good chunk of time. Okay, I'm now going to switch and dip into this dark brown in the shade Harvest. And we're just going to smoke out the outer corner of the eye. Same brush. Just blending it out in the outer corner. So it's so funny. Of course, I'm filming this video so much later in the day than I anticipated. My day did not go as planned. We'll leave it at that. My day did not go as planned at all. So I'm filming this at, what time is it now? Oh, it's at 6 o'clock. Okay. And it's 6 o'clock is like the dog's dinner hour. It's a normal dinner hour, unless you're me and you eat at like 9 o'clock at night. But so it's a dinner hour for our dogs, and I can hear Tomas's stomach growling right now as we're filming. I feel so bad. They're just gonna have to wait, hold on a little bit longer, because Mitch is outside working on his car. There's just been a lot going on today, my friends. Okay. Now this really has nothing to do with the leopard look that we're doing. However, I want to get like a nice signature look on and then go on with the leopard spot. So I'm grabbing a new favorite pencil, surprisingly, and I hate to say this because it's really a pricey pencil. It's the Westman Atelier. This is the I Love You eye pencil. I wasn't expecting to read that. I have never read what this is actually called until right now. The I Love You eye pencil, that's cute. It's just a kohl liner, and this is in the shade black. So I'm going to tight line top and bottom. Bring this closer just a bit. And then of course, I'm gonna do a wing. So I'm just gonna sketch out where I want the line to be. And then I'm gonna grab the BK Beauty 208 brush, the best little precise liner brush that you could ever get your hands on, like period. So I'm gonna just pull this out. Just like that. Now, of course, I'm going to run this on the top lash line to create a full-on wing look. Grabbing my N12 brush that has some leftover black eyeshadow on it, and I'm going to dip into, I'm actually going to dip into the black matte out of the new Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes Moonlight palette. I have been loving this palette so much and using it every single day. I mean, I have been hooked on this palette. So I'm going to smoke out that liner now and also set it into place with that matte Makeup by Mario shadow. Cute. And again, sit back, relax. I hope you have a snack because it's Nikki Uncut and you're going to see all of this go down in real time. So I'm pulling this out a bit more. I'm just going to use an old school trick and just literally blend it out with my fingertip. And now same thing, we're going to smoke out the bottom lash line. I'm going to use whatever is left over on this brush to blend out that bottom liner. And of course, I'm supposed to go grocery shopping after this video is filmed. And I'm gonna go like this. I mean, maybe I'll wipe off the leopard spots. I don't know, we'll see. Or maybe I'll just go for it. Go grocery shopping, go pick up stuff at Whole Foods, and just, you know, act like no big deal. It's totally normal. Okay, so same thing. Let's do this on my now hooded eye. And you look a little bit closer. And also I have great news because if you're watching this video in real time, this is Tuesday. And on Halloween, which is Thursday, the mirrors, the long-awaited makeup mirrors that you've been seeing me use on my channel for a long time, and I apologize profusely for how long they have taken to actually launch and officially come out. There's, you know, it's a funny thing when you're trying to launch things that you've never launched before and make things you've never made before. There's a whole bunch of hurdles that come along the way that you just don't foresee happening. They just weren't planned and you just didn't, I just didn't know they were gonna come up. But needless to say, things happened. It slowed down the process quite a bit. But I'm so relieved and I'm so thrilled and so excited to share that they will be out on Halloween. I'll actually insert some pictures of the other shades or the other colors that I'm launching in these mirrors. I'll pop them on the screen. There's going to be chrome, this vinyl-y black, and a metallic white. And then, of course, also long-awaited, as much as these mirrors, the hoodies are going to be out on Thursday, Halloween as well. So I'll insert photos of the hoodies as well right here. I'll pop them on the screen. Those are all coming out on Thursday on Halloween, so 10/31. And they will be available on my website, Makeup by Nikki LaRose. And again, thank you for your patience. Thank you for even asking when they're going to come out. I love hearing the excitement. You guys are just unbelievable and so amazing and so supportive. So I cannot wait for them to officially be out. It's been a journey. Okay. Had to shut down a little bit and get that on. Same technique. I'm gonna grab that 208. And just pull that straight out. Makeup by Mario Black Shadow. We're gonna blend right on top. Going straight across to set and smudge out the inner corner. So don't forget to leave me a comment. Let me know what you're gonna be for Halloween, because I'm nosy and I wanna know. And don't forget to tell me if you saw the new Beetlejuice, because I would love to know what you actually thought of the movie. Thicken up this side a bit. Pull this out. Grabbing whatever concealer is left over on my Angie Hot and Flashy. Is this the A504? Oh, A505. I think I misspoke about brush earlier. A505. Just going to clean up a touch with like a smidge of concealer. Lots of finessing over here. And we haven't even gone to the leopard part. But it's gonna be fun. So sit back, relax. You're gonna be here a minute. If it wasn't sure, or you weren't certain before, be certain now. You're gonna be here for a minute. Even though my base is already on, we're still gonna be here hanging out for a little while. Okay. We're gonna chill on that for a second. And come back, focus, thank you. And now we're gonna go back to that Angie Hot and Flashy A505 concealer brush. I'm gonna grab just a touch of whatever concealer is readily available near me. And we're going to first dust off that little lash. Now I wanna do a semi-cut crease for this look. And this brush is absolutely perfect for that. So by using just a touch of concealer, cleans up that edge and defines it, and it gives the cut crease look. Consider this more of like a baby cut crease and not like a full-on intense one. Cute. Okay, trying to match up my eyes. That looks good enough. I'm just going to buff off the excess concealer. I'm going to wet this brush, and then we're gonna dip into a metallic shimmer that's in this Makeup by Mario palette. So I'm just gonna grab whatever's left over, my Milani Make It Last. I'm just gonna coat each side of the Angie Hot and Flashy brush. And then we're gonna sweep into this stunning shade right here. This is so beautiful on. I have been hooked on wearing this shade Well, many of the shades, but honestly this shade in particular is just, it's just screaming my name. So we're going to apply this right where that concealer is. And again, this brush is perfect for laying down very precise things. It's flat and you get a lot of control with this brush, and it's also amazing for laying down intense shimmers. So pretty. You just cannot go wrong with this shade. Or this palette. Honestly, I've been geeking out over this palette. So same thing, let's do this on the hooded eye. And again, I'm just using a really precise patting motion to get this shimmer on top. Being very mindful not to get this on the black liner or too much onto the brown shadow. For looks like these, you have to have the right tools, and this is definitely a staple brush for me. Really pretty. Very impactful. Now I went just a little too far in. So I'm gonna go back to my N13, just kind of erase this little oopsie right there, soften it. Okay, more shimmer. Beautiful formula, just so pretty. Okay, we're gonna move on to mascara. I'm gonna grab a drugstore favorite, L'Oreal Panorama Mascara. Let's coat these lashes. Oops. And now Halloween makeup looks just call for a strip lash, and I have a really pretty strip lash in mind. I've cut the lash into threes to make them way easier to apply and also way more comfortable to wear. But first, I just realized, I don't know what I was thinking, but I completely forgot to blend out this bottom lash line. I'm like, why are my eyes matching? Well, this could be part of the reason why. I did not blend this out, so hold on. I think the cold medicine is getting to me, clearly. Okay. Well, that's better. Going back to the BK Beauty, we're just going to drag this out like that. I'm not dipping into any more eyeliner. I'm just using whatever's left over just to pull out the shape a bit, elongate it, make it a little bit more of a cat eye effect. Now I don't want to go too extreme with that because I never like the way my eyes look when I do that move, so I'm gonna just leave it at that, just a touch. Okay, so let me grab some lash glue. I'm gonna use the House of Lashes eyelash glue in the dark adhesive color, and my good old Tweezerman tweezers. Aren't these cute? They're like black glitter. So these are the lashes I'm gonna be putting on. They're also House of Lashes. They're the style Yummy, and I cut them into threes. So that's how they're gonna look. And we're gonna place them onto my lashes. Okay. Now I'm actually gonna start out with the middle section of this lash that I cut. And I'm gonna focus this part on the end. These are not tapered, so they're not tapered to be bigger on the outer corner, and I want that effect. So I'm taking the middle section and placing that pretty high up. And now I'm going to take the inner portion, run this along the lash glue, like that. Cute. Same thing, we're gonna repeat on this other eye. Just running the glue. And I am going a little higher up than where my actual lash line is because I don't want this to droop down. I want to keep that lifted shape. So I'm actually placing this lash a little bit above where my actual lash line is because my lash line goes down. And if I followed the curve of my lash line, it would give my eyes like a downturned look. And I want it to be nice and lifted to go with the liner. Basically, you want to follow the curve of the liner. Okay, let me pop this guy on. Nice and easy. This glue is very strong. And then let's take the end of each other side and we're going to flip it and add a bit more because it's Halloween, and when else are you going to use this full of a lash for a leopard look? You know, like come on, just, you can't waste this little outer corner. So we're going to repurpose it. And we're almost to the part we're going to do the leopard. I promise you, we're so close. Popping that guy right on top. I love the look these give. They're such a fluttery, like soft, like mink kind of lash. They're not mink, they're faux, but they give that kind of look and that kind of edge. Okay, I'm gonna do a bit more bronzer from Vive. I want a very bronzed up forehead because this is gonna act a lot like the undertone and like the back color for the leopard spots. That will make sense what I'm saying in just a bit. I promise you. And then I'm gonna switch to a smaller brush. I'm gonna switch to a clean N13 brush. I'm gonna dip into the slightly cooler tone or more neutral shade in the bronzer palette. And we're just gonna do a little bit more bronzer on the nose. And we'll finish the nose in just a second, but I'm just gonna lay this down to set and kind of shape the nose ahead of time. Okay, we'll go back to you in a second. Dust off a bit of this fallout. Okay, now it's time for the fun part, or the stressful part, however you view it. It's time for like the actual like costume part of this tutorial. So I want to just strongly put a preface on this and say you do not need to be a classically trained makeup artist. You do not need to be, and you'll see, like I'm not gonna be perfect at creating these spots. Just do the best you can and have fun with it. It's Halloween. It's all about having fun. It's all about just playing with makeup and not taking it too seriously. So don't be hard on yourself if they don't come out perfect. They're not meant to be perfect. Leopard spots, if you actually look at them, shockingly I don't have leopard around me right now, but if you actually look at them, they have jagged edges. They're completely randomly shaped. So do not feel like they have to be completely uniform. It actually works against you if they are, in my opinion. So we're gonna just kind of do little like half C shapes. And I'm just starting my forehead. You want to alternate at least somewhat the direction that they're going in. Just so they don't look so, you know, cookie cutter. And I'm just going in with that same Westman Atelier pencil. I mean, you don't have to be, like I said, this is so easy. I promise you, you could totally do this probably with your eyes closed, honestly. Okay, let me put this down because I don't want you not be able to see what I'm doing. I'll just look into this mirror. Try to make them, you know, bigger, smaller, like that. And then we're going to carry this down along my cheek. And again, don't overthink it. Just don't overthink it. The more you overthink it, the more you're probably not going to love how it comes out. Just get in there and have fun. You do not need to be Bob Ross for this. Speaking of Bob Ross, that was one of my favorite Halloween costumes I've ever done in my entire life, was dressed up as Bob Ross. That was like one of the highlights of Halloween for me. And it was such a simple and easy and comfortable costume. I borrowed one of my mom's like button-up blue shorts. It was so cute. I had the perfect wig. I had the perfect mustache. I really did Bob Ross right. Gosh, if I could find a picture, I'll think about inserting it in this video. God willing, I remember to do it. I don't know. If I don't, I'm so sorry ahead of time. But yeah, Bob Ross was just such a magical Halloween costume. And okay, speaking of, not only leave me what you're going to be for Halloween this year, if you're dressing up, no pressure. I don't want you to feel like the pressure to dress up if you don't want to. I totally get it. But also maybe leave me a comment and tell me what your favorite Halloween costume was of your entire life. Like, what was your favorite, all-time favorite, most memorable? It could be at any age. That'd be really fun to hear in the comments. They almost look like little coffee beans. Like maybe this is like a coffee bean tutorial and not a leopard. They do actually look like little open coffee beans. Let's do one more. Okay, forehead is done. And should I do only one cheek? No, I should do both cheeks. What am I thinking? Let's do both. I love that I chose the most expensive eyeliner that I own for this tutorial. Pretty funny. And not like, you know, something more drugstore and affordable. So do not feel like you need to use this Westman Atelier eyeliner for this. I would not. I actually don't recommend it. But it's a really nice pencil. It's going on really creamy and very pigmented. Cute. Do we have enough? Let's do a couple more. I mean, when else are you going to do leopard print on your face, right? Other than Halloween. That's why Halloween's so fun. You just get to have fun. Okay, I feel like I'm missing one right here. And this is where you kind of need to like let it go and just say what's good enough is good enough, because we could just keep going and like be here forever. And I don't want you to be here forever. I want you to actually get to Halloween and enjoy your Halloween. I'm going to grab my N12 brush. This has some leftover shadow on it, but it's the same shadow, coincidentally, I'm going to put on my eyes, or I'm going to fill in these spots with. So going back to the Danessa Myricks Groundwork palette, we're going to dip into the powder shade of Core. And this is where you're going to have fun filling in the spots. You just need a small, more precise brush for this, and just go to town, fill it in. I'm going to do a different shade in some of them, so I'm leaving some of them out just so we can have more dimension in this little leopard tutorial. I'm feeling very festive, I have to say. I'm excited for the lip too. The lip combo is going to be really, really pretty. And we can't leave out the nose. That's a core part of this look. But I'm not going to go as extreme as you'd probably think. Like, I'm not just going to grab an eyeliner and sweep it across my nose. We're going to like shade it and do something a bit softer and less intimidating. So again, like I said, this is easy. This whole thing is super easy. Just takes a lot of time. Okay, same brush. Let's now dip into Harvest. And let's add some deeper spots for dimension. And again, look at, it's so easy. And it doesn't matter if it gets on top of the black eyeliner, that actually makes it look softer and more, I think, a little bit more realistic. I mean, granted, this is not realistic, but you know what I mean. Adds a little, like, something, you know? Cute. We're getting there. And again, this is exactly why I did my base off camera, because I knew, even with that, as simple as this is, and it's so simple, I knew it was just going to be very, very time consuming. And, you know, again, it's Nikki Uncut. I cannot cut anything out. We're almost there, my friends. You know, you see how you'd have to have that blush on beforehand and all of your base makeup on beforehand, because this is just going straight on top of your blush, your bronzer, your contour. Everything has to be on and done prior to these little leopard spots. Okay, did we miss any? Nope, that side is done. Let's just go over these one more time. Cute. Now, one thing I want to do is add a little bit more dimension to these little cute spots, and we're actually just going to take that same Angie Hunt Flashy brush. We're going to go back to the Makeup by Mario, that same shimmer that's on the eyes. We're going to tie this in and give this more of like a reflective, fun, glam leopard moment. So, you know, it's up to you how you want these leopard spots to look, but I want to add a little bit more dimension, and I'm just going to layer just the shimmer on top, like that easy. Ultimately, you don't need to do this, but I just think it spices it up a bit. And if you're taking photos with a flash, it's going to be really pretty. It's going to be really fun. See how it adds that dimension? Whereas this side, it's cute, but it's more flat. So this just brings like a little bit more life to it. And again, why not? It's Halloween. If you want to be a glitter leopard, be a glitter leopard. Because when else are you going to be a glitter leopard? For New Year's Eve? No. Almost there. We are almost there. You could always make these leopard spots bigger to make them a little bit faster to apply and to draw on. Just an idea. But I do think the smaller leopard spots are just really cute. Very cutesy. I feel like I'm in a makeup race right now, just trying to get these on fast for you all. But hey, at least you'll know in real time what it actually will take to apply the spots. Okay, we're dimensional. We have some glitter going on. It's super cute. And I'm gonna grab now, let's actually grab the BK Beauty 207 brush, this little small dome guy. And now we're gonna do the nose. So I'm gonna just dip into, let's actually start with chiseled right here and a little bit of desert. And we're just going to create two balls basically and kind of make it look like a little M. But like literally you could stop right there and be pretty close to done. So I'm telling you, it's very, very easy. You do not need to overthink this kind of stuff. I'm gonna sweep this down and blend down the side of my nose. And now I'm gonna dip into the orange one a bit too, that shade Core. Add some more dimension. Same brush. I'm gonna sweep into a bit of that Makeup by Mario black shadow. Just a touch. And blend this, starting at the bottom of my nose, like at the tip of my nose, and then blending it upward. Just for like a nice gradient where it's not completely black, it's not completely brown. It's got like a nice ombre gradient effect. Cute. Going to shade in. And I'm going to have a real good time washing my face tonight. Speaking of that, I remember trying to help Mitch wash his face last Halloween when I dressed him up as Beetlejuice. We did like white face paint and black eyes and, you know, the whole Beetlejuice look. And he was such a mess. He had so much, he just had so much like smeared makeup on his face. I felt so bad for him. It took like mounds of cleansing balm to get him cleaned up. It was hilarious. Okay, nose is cute. It's done. It's good enough. I'm going to take that same 208 brush and draw a line directly down to my lip. And I'm gonna powder my lip before I go in and do anything else. Just like that. Now switching gears completely, no more black eyeshadow for, I think, the rest of this tutorial. I'm gonna grab the Limitless Brown Artist Pencil from Makeup Forever, and let's get our lip on. And of course, I'm going to shade this in just a little bit for depth. And then we're going to soften the bottom, because the top should be the focus. Cute. And for lip, I found the perfect nude. This is from Melt. This might be a limited edition color. I'm not entirely sure. And it's in the shade Nudes, I think? Or Zaddy. Zaddy. Just kidding. I read it upside down. I'll link it if it's available. If not, I'll link something that's really similar. But this is a matte, nice nude lip color. So I'm going to apply this all over. But wait, there's more. Going back to Limitless Brown. A touch more. Again, you see the whole blending process and the back and forth. Okay, and that is the look. This is the fun. I promise you, it's so much easier than it may look on camera. You just gotta get in there and play and have fun and not take it too seriously. But this is the final look. This is my leopard inspired, easy Halloween glam idea. So if you need an easy Halloween look, just try this out and leave me a comment if you do. Tag me in a photo if you try it out and if you copy this makeup look. I would love to see it. Don't forget to let me know what you're dressing up as for Halloween. I would love to hear it. All the things Halloween. I want to hear all the things. So leave me a comment. Let me know what your favorite costume was and what you're planning on being this Halloween, if anything. No pressure again. And also big thank you again for all of you for being so unbelievably patient with the launch of these fun little mirrors and the sweatshirts and the merch, and more things are coming soon, I promise you. But for now, they are launching on Thursday and I'm just so excited. So they will finally be here. And that is it. This is the look. Thank you so much for watching this video. Happy Halloween, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.